Well, a very good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Dawn program on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. It's Friday, the 4th of April, 2025. My name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile and I'll be right here in the studio with you on the show from now up to 8 a.m. Well, thank you for starting your day with the Dawn program. It is on iRadio every weekday from 6 to 8. So to comment on any story that will be featuring on today's edition of the Dawn, do not hesitate. You can later on dial 0911 or 22-986-986, a text message on 13986-986. You can also stream these broadcasts live by logging onto our website, iRadio.org. Follow us on Facebook and X iRadio Juba, and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel iRadio South Sudan. صباح الخير مستمع iRadio، اهلا ومرحبا بك في حلقه جديد من برنامج الدون الليله يوم الجمعه الموافق 4/4/2025. البرنامج يجي في عمل اسبوع من الساعه 6 ل 8. شارك معنا بعدين بالاتصال لارقامنا ورساله نصيه. تابعنا على الانترنت على الموقع iRadio.org، على الفيسبوك واكس على iRadio Juba، وما تنسى تتابعنا على يوتيوب channel iRadio South Sudan. نمشي لفاصل ومنه حنبدا بفقرتنا بتاع Residence Report.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
This is iRadio. When contributing to a topic on the radio, please avoid statements that may incite or promote hate. We encourage constructive points of views and criticisms that aim at providing solutions to problems facing the country. We do not want rumor-mongering or information that is regarded as hearsays. We advocate for messages of peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
This is the Dawn Show on iRadio. Wake up. Get information, get education, get everything that you need on iRadio.
Welcome back from the break. 8 minutes now after the hour of 6. Let's start with the Residence Report segment. iRadio.
iRadio, صباح الخير. Good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
نعم.
باتيستا أرمانو من دور الخضراء.
تفضل.
سلام بتعيب لك في استوديو iRadio لكل ستاف بتاعك. سلام لكل أصدقاء بتاع البرنامج اللي هو من ماندي لفرايدي، كله على راسهم سلطان بيزيف وسلطانة ماما ماريا والآخرين كل البيت. فترات سبعية سلام لهم واحد في محلات كتومن لهم فوقه. مستمعين أكثر من متصلين، كله مستمع لحد في 10 ولايات و3 مناطق الإدارية والقيامات ومات بتاعه كله. أنا بسلم عليهم وبقول لأخواني المسلمين جمعة بتاعكم سعيد. وما بنسى انه عندنا مرضى كثير في مستشفيات في بيوت معنا كثير. نحن بنتمنى من ربنا انه يشفيهم ويرفعهم فوق عشان يشاركوا معنا في التنميه ديفلوبمنت بتاعت البلد. والاخرين كمان يعني يفرح في كل ساعه ما بيجلي بيفقدوا ناس فقدوا ناس في نهايه اليوم ومبارح او بدايه يوم بتاع الليله. نقول الرب عاكر الرب عاكر.
صوتك قاعد ينقطع هناك باتيس. سوري iRadio.
ايمانويل اكيله.
نعم، انا منو؟ الو iRadio. alright، فقدناك في الخط، اتصل علينا تاني. iRadio.
الو.
نعم.
الكاس.
صباح النور.
ايمانويل اكيله.
نعم.
انت كويس؟
انا كويس. ماما ماريا.
الجنوبين كله كويسين؟
والله ما معروف، لكن ان شاء الله يكونوا كويسين.
الحمد لله. هاي انا سلم مستمعين كله الادان سوليتا ولا هناك ديفيد ماغو، سلطان جوزيف، واستاذ ماجو، فوسو وبنجان. انا ما اعرف ابو جاس وين اللي نسيتها دي، وجاس اللي بيبقى ما في وطافه خلاص. وناس كاترا وناس واو كله اللي بيدوقوا لقيتها تليفون صباح. أنا سلم كله باسم تيسال مثلا. إيمانويل الناس كويسين ما بتاعي بطل، لكن في حاجة خاصين اللي جرانتا. إيمانويل أنا ما مرتاح كله. يعني إيمانويل كان بيجا سكول السهرة ده كلام بيجي كل يوم يا ده في راديو هني ناس ما بيكتبوا كلام ده في بالا يا إيمانويل. بيني أتاي سكر ولدت إذا أتاي عادي عمري أدو 15 بيجا إلى قد يوم 4 سنين كان 4 ده بيجا قداك ل 16 سنة. وايد سهرة جنب باسيستا هناك Rosul Biniade. Nas we put us abo Musa la gadi postmortem ulu Binia Modico. Il garanta etani ajarwa tikenisa ta murube jai. Ya jadi go sabito ya hadi do sabine bega gale Biniade tisi mahali kena. Sultake yani haja kana likan nasman Emmanuel يعني كربنا أجا بطال كان جا حسن لكن طبعا نقول كلام بسلوب بالجنون ربنا كمان كليه دخل كلي بارك حسن كلام جده بطال يا إيمانيل ناس أنا كي بنات كبار كي إتا بيجا ولك تبيل جده إتا فاهم إتا بكلمة بنادى ده جده جدنا ما عنده كان وجاته ببدا بيدكت هو ببدا نودفكت ببدا ملصايك يعني كلام ده ولا إيمانيل ما كويس كل ده كلام الآن وريل المستمر لما كنت بالا قال كلامات ده يقول ممكن الناس طالع من الكلام اللي بطل يجي كلام على كويس بعدين كلام كان الناس قال لنا في جنوبنا إن اللي كلام ده منسو محبة يسوع المسيح كل يسوع يدخل كل دم يسوع كل مسا عربية للناس اللي جوون السوق ده ندير حلول ندير كلام على كويس كل قال لنا في جنوب السودان أصلنا تكتبنا ما شكرا يا ولدي.
Alright, شكرا لك ماما ماريا. راديو مرجع تاني واتصل علينا لسه في فقرة بتاع residence report. بودماس Ohuri Mari wrote on our Facebook, good morning, I radio. I'm watching live from Eastern Equatoria State, Lopa County, Imihijek Payam, Ihirang Boma. Another one from Garangakui saying, good morning. Madu Deng wrote, good morning. Mabut Deng wrote, good morning and welcome to the Dawn Show, Emmanuel Joseph Akile and I Radio. Another message from Justin Kiri saying, good morning, watching live from Juba Town and happy Friday. Charles Mungu said, good morning, Akile, and I'm watching you live from Mudari in Awil, passing my greetings to all the listeners of I Radio. Obiala Magisto said, good morning, Akile, and the management of I Radio as a whole. I'm very happy to watch you live from Eastern Equatoria State, Torid. Honorable Ayumi also wrote on our Facebook, hey Emmanuel, my greetings going to you in the studio, listeners, regular callers and writers, plus the rest of I Radio staff. We are fine in our area, nothing bad. I'm live from Tomping residential area. Another message here, someone is saying, good morning, I Radio. I'm watching you live from Jubanabari in Juba. This is Luka Gatluok. Another message, someone is saying, my greetings to all the people of South Sudan, not forgetting you in the studio, and good morning. And that is Emer Joseph there. Angui Osta is saying, good morning from University of Bahr al Ghazal. My greetings to you in the studio and also the listeners, writers and callers of I Radio. My regards to Marco Ariat Piol in Juba, James Dwar in Juba, and also lastly to my uncle Kwach Angui. Narfa mukalamat I Radio. Hello Radio. Naam, معنا منو؟
Akile, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, it's me, Joseph from Munuki.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning. This is me, Joseph from Munuki.
Joseph, yes, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Let me greeting our regular callers. Let me greet our people in POCs, our people in the hospitals, and our people in the detention facilities. In the area, we are somehow okay. I didn't participate yesterday in the sundown because I was not okay well, so I was listening. But my contribution on yesterday topic, I requesting you to share with the listeners this morning and you. The statement of the African Union panel of the whites, I want to share with them if they are listening on us.
they did good work because leaders from the African, they are supposed to come because the tension in the South Sudan is in the office of the head of state. He's the vice president of the president who began with the conflict. It is a leader's concern, it is the leaders from IGAD, African Union, to come and discuss the situation to cool down that situation in the country. But the Parliament of the Wise came here. I'm requesting from them to talk to the current leadership, to bring them to the table for the fresh talk. You know, coming here and going back is not contributing something to us as a South Sudanese. They just remain in tension. What we request from them, it is the parties for revitalized peace agreement to come to round table of the peace. If we see them, they are not agree for thing and they start talking, we will know that there is a process of the peace continue. But right now, where is the peace is basing for? Because people are in tension and there's no day that people are talking on peace. It is a just only statement from the office of the president, and the office of the president is not enough for us to tell us about peace. We need the parties about those 5 parties of the revitalized peace agreement to speak in the condition of making country to peace, not even to see the tension is continue, people trying to increase edit speeches in the social media. So what I'm requesting from them not to retire, they have to talk and make dialogue here in Juba. If African Union
Right.
and if they are not tired for South Sudan, they are supposed to come in, and negotiation must be here in Juba. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And yesterday, of course, they met with civil society groups and others. That's the AU panel of the WISE, and we'll hear more details about that from one of the civil society activists who was in attendance yesterday. iRadio.
Hello?
Yes, iRadio. نعم أنا منو؟
معنا أمولة في كوبري.
أمولة تفضل.
تعرف تمام.
شيء نعم.
الناس المستمعين كله في أي راديو. أنا هنا تابع كويس في كوبري. بس في كلام واحد. لأن هنا كوبري كنا ده كله مثلا. وكوبري ده كاتو. وأتا نعم وعلى جرين. نادي يقوم أجلسه بكلام ده كوبري ده.
alright شكرا. وده بيمشي لحكومة بتاع الولاية كوبري بتاع كابوري. People's Choice Kenyi wrote, good morning iRadio, I'm watching you live from Wow. Greetings to you there. This is on our Facebook. Emmanuel Ufu Mariano is saying, good morning, I'm watching live from Wow. Lokloko, we are fine and Wow is cool today. Another message here from Elijah Kweth, who is saying, watching from Morocco, let's give peace a chance in the country. Maquindo Manud wrote, good morning, I'm watching live also from Wow. Santo Madut, good morning, watching live from Wow Town. Pass my greetings to all the listeners and regular callers of iRadio across the country. Another one from Ali Boy saying, good morning, greetings to you and the listeners. I'm watching live from POC. We have Kwachu wrote on our Facebook, good morning iRadio presenter, I'm always available watching this site live from Uganda. Perino Garang said, good morning from Mumbai, India. We are watching South Sudan and we are just silent about it. Another message here, someone said, hello Emmanuel, good morning to the listeners. I'm watching live from Nairobi. That is Stephen Dein. نمشي لفاصل إعلاني ومنه حنرجع ونواصل.
Are you tired
tired of the long queues while transferring money? Well, MTN Momo International Money Transfer is finally here. You can now send and receive money to Uganda or Kenya, or receive money from the rest of the world. Experience financial freedom and easy life with Momo. To access the service, dial star 200 star 1 star 3 hash.
Radio, for reliable and objective news from across South Sudan and beyond. You are listening to iRadio, bringing you programs that offer you an in-depth look at the issues that affect you. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
ومرحبا بك تاني، نواصل بفقرتنا بتاع ريزيدنس ريبورت iRadio.
Emmanuel Akile.
نعم. نعم انجينير. اورايت انجينير موسيس، فقدناك في الخط تاني، اتصل علينا تاني، الشبكة قاعدة تنقطع. iRadio.
لو iRadio يا مانويل جد وكيلة.
نعم.
صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
تحياتي لك ولأخونا جيمس زور وأيزاك بانجان سليمان وديفيد ماغوف واو أبو لولو زيو مبوكا زيو ماما ماريا ماما ديبورا. تحياتي لكل المستمعين كوميونيتي ادفايزر في بور. تحياتي لهم وأنا مرتاح يعني إنه نسمع أصواتهم في الأوقات المسائية. يا إيمانويل، طبعا الوضع الاقتصادي في جنوب السودان يعني مهرج جدا مقارنة بالوضع بتاع السودان العام زمان. السودان كان معتمد على القطن، مورد بتاع القطن بس، أو كان هو بيعتمد عليه، وهو أو كان داير به السودان الكبير قبل ما جنوب السودان تنفصل في 2011. السودان كان مدير البلد ده بالقطن في الستينيات خمسينيات لحد السبعينيات لحد الثمانينيات لحد ما ناس اكتشفوا البترول في كم 80 وقدر يطلعوا انتاج في اوائل بداية التسعينيات في زمن بتاع عمر البشير. وفي زمن السابق من صالح المهدي ونميري ورضاب ونازل لورا كان قطر بس جاوا ناس شغالين بيه وقدروا يديروا بيه البلد بدون ما يكون في زعزع يتصرفوا بيه الزعزع. هسه هنا انفصلنا بقينا دولة برانا وعندنا موارد دولة غنية ما قادرين نستفيد منها. الشعب الجنوبي ما قادر يستفيد من الموارد دي خالص. البترول اللي بينتجوه في شهر ساكت أكثر من سكان جنوب السودان. الآن جنوب السودان السكان بتاعه بالتغيير بيقولوا 12 مليون. 12 مليون ده كم ملايين من البراميل بتاع البترول بينتجوه في الشهر ساكت. ده كم؟ إذا كان وضع لكل زول ساكت نص برميل بتاع بترول بكفي الناس ويكفي يالا الجايين يلدون بعد 20 سنة. والاقتصاد لا زال متدهور، سنين الناس ما يشوفوا، والسوق ماشي يعني في المستوى الصاروخي، ما في زول بقدر يلحق كله. الوضع تعبان. أسأل الأموال اللي قاعد تحصل في المستشفيات يا إيمانويل دي نتيجة بتاع جوع بس. لأن الإنسان لما يكون جعان ويضربوا مرض بسيط ملاريا ده هو اللي بيقتل زول ذاته في المستشفيات. إذا كان أنت ما عندك 50,000 60,000 تبعي
نعم
ما بتعالج ملاريا. وبده كله يعني الحكومة ما قادر ينظر للمعاناة علينا. مواطن ما بقدر يعالج نفسه بالملاريا بس، ملاريا ساكت واحد ما بقدر يعالجه. إذا بقى في الضغط، إذا بقى في السكر، إذا كان في أمراض خبيثة واحد خلاص بيموت بدون ما يلحق الفاس ساكت. فاس ما بقدر يلحقه لأن أجل بوليو الفاس ذاته ما موجود.
فأنا يا جماعة بنرجع للحكومة بتاعنا الحكومة الوطنية ده يخلوا الحرب، يخلوا الكراهية، يخلوا الخلافات اللي قاعد تحصل وينظروا لوحدة بتاع جنوب السودان، وحدة بتاع جنوب السودان، ويرفعوا جنوب السودان ده إلى الأعلى بطريقة بتاع إنه في محبة فيما بين الشعب كله مواعيد، لكن القادة ذاته ما مواعيدين، لو هم مواعيدين ما ممكن هم يودوا حدوا ويتفقوا
نعم
ويحلوا مشكلة بتاع جنوب السودان. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا لك سيبو كده من مدينة أويل. تعليقك على راديو.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You are connected with James Dora.
Welcome, James.
Yeah, thank you. Emmanuel, just Akile, today I will have a comment on our agreement in the country. You know, Emmanuel, people now are battling to rescue the life of our artist. And rescuing it, maybe it may have another more years or more other extension. Our hand is, if they fail to rescue it, it will create the other negotiation in the future for the group who might be out of the agreement, and they will be disturbed that will not allow election to happen. So if you look at this, you see there is a clear political tactics that being calculated and designed that way so that it really draft the election not to happen, and all this will not be allowed based on the current calculation made by the elite in Juba. So if we really want people to be participants of the country affairs, people need to be given a chance of choosing whom they want, not you to decide for your own calculation that will maintain you in power. Then you do as you wish. So this really disturbed my mind, and I don't know how other South Sudanese look like on this political turmoil that created. How will it look in the term of election? How will it look in the term of service delivery? How will it look in other services like what people mentioned, the issue of health? Health has become a problem. You see people dying in the border administrative area, just cholera, in Unity State and other part of the country. You see this happening. And we don't know. People are just here creating political havoc, and they continue with the power that will not deliver anything to the people. So my call as a citizen is that I need these leaders, if they are not in position to serve people, it's better for them to go away, because country is not for generations, but it's for generations. If you make it to be for generations, that is a big mistake that we cannot even describe. So we are calling upon the leaders.
Right.
Please, country is not for generation, it's for generations. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. للأجيال القادمة كمان جنوب السودان. راديو. حلو راديو. نعم، دقائق قليلة لعناوين الأخبار. راديو. Yes, good morning.
David McCall, wow.
David, welcome.
I only want to greet all the regular callers, listeners, and the writers of iRadio. My brother, this morning I'm still talking about the salaries. I don't want to talk about politics there. The issue of salaries, I would like to the government. Please, Vice President for Economic Cluster, before you release any statement, have a meeting with the Governor of Central Bank, have a meeting with the Minister of Finance, you have a meeting with the Commissioner of Revenue Authority, so that you can release something which the employees will get it from the bank. Now, the people become really suffering too much, because they were hoping that the salaries that have been released is going to be found in Central Bank. Unfortunately, from the 24 until today, people are still not getting their salaries. Do you think that you have fulfilled your promise? No. You have fulfilled the statement, the political statement, but you did not fulfill the need that is needed from you. Like now, all the schools are being open, the universities even are open, but still the issue of money become a gap. And this is where the crisis started. This is where all the universities do go to strike. This is where the schools now, government schools, don't even get quality education because of money. So what we needed from you We don't need political statement inside of economy. We need practical things that people should have to see. So you revise all these ministries to look into the problem of, because we don't want those governors of, the head of central banks in all the states to have problem. Because there are people who don't even understand. They just go direct. They want to have a problem with the central bank director, somebody who's in charge, like in the branches. So those people, they are less concerned. If they say there's no money, that means there's no money. But the others will not accept that the salary will be released from the national level. Why you don't have money in your bank? So this one, you need the vice president for economic cluster to protect these people who are in charge of money. If there is no money, don't release the salary. When there is money, this is where you will get the settlement.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. طبعا في بعد ما تم تعيين النائب لرئيس الجمهورية للكتل الاقتصادية هو اجتمع او يعني شفنا في الفيسبوك بيج انه هو اجتمع مع القادة بتاع البنك المركزي ووزارة المالية. وطبعا ما كل الناس ما لقوا مواحي بتاعب، لكن في عدد من الناس برضو اللي بيقدموا شكوى انه هم ما استلموا المواحي، على وهي genuine concerns. راديو حلو راديو. نعم، أنا منو؟ alright، نمشي لفاصل ومنه حنجي نواصل. ما تمشي بعيد من الراديو بتاعك. صباح الخير. بعد شوي لنا عاوزين باللغة الإنجليزية.
عزيزي مستمع إذاعة آي راديو، لما تشارك في أي موضوع على الإذاعة أرجوك تفادي تصريحات بتحرض أو بيشجع على الكراهية. إحنا بنشجع نقد بناء وآراء هادفة اللي بتهدف إلى توفير الحلول للمشاكل اللي بتواجه الدولة. إحنا ما دايرين ترويج للشائعات أو المعلومات اللي بتعتبر بأنها شائعة أو أغاويل. إحنا بندعو إلى رسائل السلام والوحدة بين مواطنين جنوب السودان. ده آي راديو، عينك على جنوب السودان.
This is I Radio.
ده I Radio.
Your eye on South Sudan.
Right, it's time for news headlines. Lasuba Memo is right here with me. Good morning, Lasuba. What do we have today?
Good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile. President Salva Kiir and his Ugandan counterpart, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, have held talks aimed at enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries. Leaders of the Kakwa communities along the border between the DR Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan held a joint meeting in Kwaboko district to advocate for the restoration of peace at the border points. And the South Sudan men's national football team has dropped to 170th in the world according to the latest FIFA rankings released yesterday.
Right.
This and many more.
Thank you لسوبا ميمو. أنا من الأخبار وحنجي نلقى التفاصيل بعد دقائق قليلة.
Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan, backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base. Your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajok, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliad, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile, and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement. Partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal, and Baliad. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan. iRadio, put your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South
Right, and 25 minutes now to the top of the hour. Now let's talk about the meeting between President Salva Kiir and his visiting Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and they underlined the importance of enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ramadan Mohammed Abdullah Goj, told the media yesterday after the meeting that it aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between Juba and Kampala, focusing on fostering cooperation in various sectors. Ramadan also added that the meeting addressed the pressing political developments currently unfolding in South Sudan. Let's listen to him.
Here in Juba, we receive President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. He arrived Juba this morning, and he had actually a good meeting with our President, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. And the second meeting was a joint meeting between the two heads of states and a number of ministers from the two countries. The meeting was actually on issues that we think the two countries should really discuss. These are bilateral issues between South Sudan and Uganda. We have a long list of bilateral issues that the two ministries of foreign affairs and other government institutions in the two countries, we have been actually working to achieve some progress on the number of projects, and we are happy at the two ministries of foreign affairs that today the two heads of states, they were with us. We have been doing all this for a very long time without our two heads of state, but today we are happy that we continue also our meetings in presence of the two heads of state. There is a good number of projects that was agreed actually to be conducted between the two countries. Also, we briefed the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda and the accompanying delegation about the security situation in South Sudan and the status of implementation of peace agreement, and we assure them that South Sudan government, we are very committed for the implementation of the security arrangement. Tomorrow also he will meet other South Sudanese officials here in Juba. Thank you.
Right, and we had there from Ramadan Mohammed Abdullah Goj, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Let's also listen to Mulimba John, the Ugandan Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperation, who said the meeting between the two leaders also focused on peace and security in the two countries and also in the region.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, upon invitation by his counterpart, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, arrived this morning in South Sudan for a bilateral working visit. We have had a cordial meeting touching on issues between our two governments, which are of mutual benefit between the two governments. We've touched on the topic of peace and security between our two states, but also in the region. We have touched on the issues of commerce and trade, but we have also touched the social and economic question. The meetings have gone on very well, and the day has closed. We hope and we look forward to having another day tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow ده هو طبعا الليلة لأنه هم كانوا بيتكلموا امبارح في جوا اسمنا من وزارة الخارجية من البلدين جنوب السودان ويوغندا، وده طبعا في العلاقات الثنائية بين البلدين. برضو لأنه احنا بنتكلم في موضوع السلام في جنوب السودان، خلينا نسمع من اثنين نشطاء بتاع منظمات المجتمع المدني، إدمون يكاني اللي هو قال كده برضو في اجتماع بتاع مجلس الحكماء بتاع الاتحاد الافريقي او المعروفة ببانل اوف ذا وايز اوف ذا افريكان يونيون اللي هم يتقابلوا مع الستيك هولدرز امبارح في جوبا. نسمع من يكاني وهو يتكلم في عدة نقاط.
I would like to take this opportunity with high respect to inform the public that we stakeholders composed of faith-based groups civil society organization, youth-led organization, women-led organization, and representative persons with disability, we all yesterday met with the AU panel of WISE. Our discussion was focusing on the agenda of de-escalating the recent breakout of the deadly violence and forging a way forward for handling the political disagreements among our political leaders in the incumbent government of national unity. The outcome of our discussion was able to conclude that there's a need to have a ceasefire and recommitment of the parties to the cessation of hostility agreement and security arrangement agreement for 2017. And we have urged the panel of WISE to work out around the release of the political detainees and the lifting of the house arrest, but also should not compromise with justice and accountability. We have also discussed the question around the use of dialogue as the best way forward for resolving political differences among our political leaders. We have also reached to a discussion on the matters of the security arrangement, because we believe without proper security arrangement, this situation will continue. And we have also reached a discussion that the panel of WISE should help that we should have a direct dialogue between His Excellency President and His Excellency First Vice President. We have also discussed with the panel of WISE that there's a need for African Union, specifically the capacity of African Union instrument of AU-C5, which is composed of South Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda, Chad, Algeria, should come and help South Sudanese parties in implementing the pending task of the R access in both sides, in the side of the security arrangement and the political side, for regaining trust and confidence, because we have seen a high deficit in trust among our leaders. We have also discussed with the AU panel of WISE that there's a need for AU to appoint an AU High Representative to the Republic of South Sudan to fill the seat that by then was occupied by Alpha Konari, which have helped in nurturing trust and confidence among our leaders. But also we have discussed with the AU panel of WISE that there's a need to constitute a South Sudanese-led mediation instrument led by our religious leaders to continuously mediating differences that may emerge around the implementation of the pending task of the R access, which I've already said before is called Faith-Based Leaders Mediation Initiative. We've discussed that. All these issues that we have discussed, we have got an acceptance from the AU panel of WISE that they are very important, but also the panel of WISE have told us very clear that is upon South Sudanese to demonstrate a primary responsibility for making peace and stability to prevail in the country. And they will continue to meet with His Excellency President, His Excellency First Vice President, and others, and already the panel of WISE have met with the political parties. Therefore, as one of the person who attended the meeting of the civil society and as a stakeholders with the AU panel of WISE, I would like to take this opportunity to inform our public that it is very clear, without our leaders taking their primary responsibility for making peace and stability prevail, any external intervention of anybody will never help us in transitioning our country from violence to peace, because it requires the political will and the political commitment of our leaders to ensure that they say enough is enough, no to violence and yes to peace. This is what we have learned from the meeting with the AU panel of WISE. And of course also we have discussed that there's a high likelihood of South Sudan becoming a land of proxy wars. We have seen already exchange of precondition among our parties with the presence of other actors within the parameters of the ongoing violence in the country. And we are worried that if we South Sudanese does not take a primary responsibility of fixing our house, putting our house into an order, our neighbors may come and put their fingers into the affairs of our house. And we have told also the AU panel of WISE that as they're going to meet our leaders, let them try to tell our leaders that they should build a culture of honesty and sincerity, because trust and confidence cannot be impressed if there's no sense of honesty and sincerity, because we have seen our leaders sometimes what they say is not what they does. And we try also to insist to the AU panel of wise that unification of the forces should be one of an immediate action within a period of 3 months to be accomplished by our leaders. This is the information I'd like to share with you, the public. We hope that they will take some of our information to our leaders, and our leaders will also show a sense of acceptance to allow the AU panel of wise to help us transition our country from violence to peace.
كان هناك مدير التنفيذي لمنظمة مجتمع تمكين المجتمع للتقدم سيبو إدمونيا كاني بيتكلم لآي راديو في مخرجات بتاع الاجتماع مع أفريكان يونيون بانل اوف ذا وايس معهم امبارح. نسمع بكل اختصار برضو من تيرمانيان، هو برضو ناشد بتاع منظمة مجتمع مدني من Center for Peace and Advocacy.
The coming of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and the African Panel of Wise is a positive sign for saving South Sudan peace agreement from collapsing. When South Sudan is in the crisis, it affects the entire region. Equally, when South Sudan is at peace, it promotes the regional stability. I urge South Sudanese leaders to promote and engage in meaningful dialogue that will benefit the country and its citizens.
أما بعد ما سمعنا من وزارة الخارجية من البلدين جنوب السودان ويوغندا، سمعنا من نشطاء بتاع منظمة مجتمع مدني، نمشي لفاصل إعلاني ده ومنه حنجي نسمع منك أنت لتعليقك.
Attention! Cholera is a dangerous disease. It can kill within 3 to 4 hours if not treated. But here is the good news. The oral cholera vaccine is now available to protect you and your family. The oral cholera vaccine is safe and free. Everyone from 1 year and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, can receive the oral cholera vaccine. However, do not give oral cholera vaccine to persons who are sick or have cholera and children below 1 year. The vaccine is given orally in the mouth, and it's usually in 2 dosage, dose 1 and 2, to strengthen your immune against cholera. The second dose is given between 2 weeks and 6 months after the first dose. With 1 dose, you are protected for up to 6 months, and with 2 doses, you are protected for up to 3 years. The oral cholera vaccine protects you from severe cholera symptoms and reduces the spread of cholera in the community. Do not miss to be vaccinated during the oral cholera vaccination campaign happening in your area. Remember, even after getting vaccinated, it's important to continue practicing good hygiene and sanitation. Always treat your drinking water to make it safe. Use a toilet. Never defecate in an open. Wash your hands with clean water and soap, especially before eating and after using the toilet. And if you or anyone you know shows signs of cholera, seek immediate treatment. If you or anyone of your family member or community is experiencing cholera signs and symptoms, report immediately to your nearest health facility, health worker, or community leader for medical assistance. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health or call our toll-free number 6666. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
This is iRadio. When contributing to a topic on the radio, please avoid statements that may incite or promote hate. We encourage constructive points of views and criticisms that aim at providing solutions to problems facing the country. We do not want rumor mongering or information that is regarded as hearsays. We advocate for messages of peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
And it's coming to 10 minutes now to the top of the hour. It's time to pick calls 0911 or 22986 iRadio.
Good morning, Emmanuel. Akile.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you are connected with Jamie Dora.
Welcome.
Yeah. To begin with, I would like to comment on the statement of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who doesn't know what President of Uganda and President of South Sudan don't know what they are talking about. As I underlined in his speech, he said, "I think," you underline that, "I think they are coming to discuss bilateral relationship, which means he's not sure of what the two principals are coming to discuss. So this is one thing that I quote from the minister, and as it comes, we need a revitalized peace agreement, either to be given a cure that will make it alive again, or he declared it dead. And its declarations will come when there is no changes that are happening, like we have political detainees, we have vice president being arrested, and if these people are not released, then we confirm it now that two, the visit of the president of Uganda also will detail if UPDF are withdrawn from the country. If they are here, then this might be the fact. Three, it may be is protecting, because the huge number of Uganda who are here, when they go back, it will be the tactics of maintaining his power in Uganda, because the Ugandans that are here will not really talk in the politics of Uganda, since they are far away from Uganda. So this may be a status quo calculated, and this might be what they are coming to discuss, maybe making Uganda to be busy here in South Sudan and protect Ugandans who are in South Sudan. It will be other points that they may come in discussion. But over all this, we need peace as South Sudanese, and also have our own businesses, not Uganda or any other country that's coming owning the country, and we are left behind bars. So this is not acceptable, and we call upon the leaders who rely on the Museveni to look at the future of this country. It doesn't belong to anyone. And the miscalculation you make today will really affect it, the 1,000 generation or the century generation, because calculation of politics.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And indeed, no one owns South Sudan except South Sudanese, and we are a sovereign state or a sovereign country. But you're entitled to your analysis. Thank you for sharing with us. Bring us about 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Radio. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Madam.
This is my Emmanuel from Dubanamba.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, I would like to contribute something to this report. Thank you for giving the opportunity. People are discussing about Tumaini characters. This is okay, but what we are asking and demanding is that the time you give us in iRadio is not enough to discuss our views. So we'll be demanding that I'm adding my voice to the people who are demanding for round table conference, so that everybody can come and express their views. Secondly, these people who are called the wise men have come to Juba to discuss about the affairs of South Sudan.
The panel of the wise.
Panel of the wise. Don't you have wise people, wise men and wise women in South Sudan who can come and discuss our affairs? Because we know where it pinches. We are the people who are suffering. We know it better than those people who come from outside. So this should be given, the wise people of South Sudan should be given the opportunity to come and discuss the affairs of South Sudan. And thirdly, this access and smiling, to me, is just a waste of time. We are only chasing the wind. Access has been there for so many years, 6 to 7 years, and nothing happened. And this smiling, we are not sure whether it will resume or what. My demand is, I'm adding my voice to the people who are also demanding that the national dialogue document, which was prepared in 2021, that document is very, very important and very inclusive. Instead of us wasting time on access and the initiative, initiative, I would feel that that document should be revisited, and then all that is in it is the best document, in fact, for a roadmap for this country. And the problems of this country. Because when time has been lost opportunities have been lost, and we are still fighting each other, killing people. There is nothing which will save this country except we, the people of South Sudan, to be united and speak with one voice. These people are coming here to confuse us. I don't think somebody knows what's in your house except you and your family. So with the people of South Sudan, we are the people who can solve our problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mama, for your view, and you had enough time also to share your view, and this is what we always do here, and also on our sundown show in the afternoon with Madrama James. 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Radio.
Emmanuel,
yes.
أستاذ مجديا.
نعم تفضل.
تحية لك في الاستوديو. إيمانويل طبعا في ثلاث نقاط كده نتكلم فيهم. النقطة الأول الستيتمنت بتاع وزير الخارجية بتاعنا يعني في حاجة كده الوزير لمسه وبرضه في نقطة ثانية يعني هو يتكلم قال they are going to implement some projects. أنا ما أعرف البروجكت هذا جنوب السودان بعمله مع يوغندا. أنا بفهم منه يوغندا بس عنده بروجكت في جنوب السودان لأنه يعني إرسال القوات لجنوب السودان ده بروجكت بالنسبة لهم وده الحاجة الموجود. أما اتفاقيات السرية يعني إذا في اجتماع سري وزير الخارجية ما بقدر بعرف ما تقدر بدو ورق بقول كده انتهى. في واحد نمرة اثنين المجلس الحكماء بتاع افريقيا ده عشان كده من يوم ده هنا قالوا نقول لو كان افريكان يونيون ده ما جايب خبر اتفاقية جنوب السودان. مما هو انه يعني يوغندا بقى اخر طرف يفترض يشيل منه الجرانتات خلاص عنده الكلام من الفولمنت يعني دخل في المشكله. حتى لسه بكون ضامن كده بكون ضامن الاتفاقيه كيف يعني. فانا ما اعرف الا افريقيا يونيون نعم يعني ولا ما عم يعني. يوم ثلاثه عندنا نفس البار بتاعنا كان يوم ده كان قاعده عندنا عبد الليل وعندنا انقل جوزيف لام. الناس دول ما قاعدين يعني ما في واحد منه يفكر بس كلمه غيادين دي يا اخوانا ان جنوب السودان ما ممكن يمشي مرحله زي وهم لسه قاعدين لهم ساعدين يعملوا خايفين من شنو يعني العمر من فوق ده العمر بتاع توجيه يعني ناس موجهين ده ناس ادفايزر ده ناس جدد يعني ده لازم هم جدود ما يعني هم جدود مفروض ما ممكن يخلوا يعني يعلم بس يجي في ناس اللي عندهم العيال بتاعهم الباقي من البلد ده.
نعم.
المفروض هم يوجههم. أنا ما أعرف لهم حابين. شكرا جزيلا.
alright شكرا. ده تعليق بتاع مجوك نرفع آخر مكالمة في السادة. راديو.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, Joseph, welcome. Be brief.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very brief because I don't have to talk much because I'm not okay by the way. There is statement from the civil society and the African panel of the wives. I'm requesting them to bring this members of the revitalized peace agreement, members of the parties to set the issue of releasing people in detention. It is a matter on the agreement. If they come together, let them start talking. Let them come together and talk. Start. The releasing and stopping ongoing program will start there. But if people are calling for the releasing of people in detention, they could not come to the table because they have more plan about those people, and other people have more plan about those people. So what we're requesting, let them come to the table of peace. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Table of Peace. There is Salah Nakmin Joseph from Muniki. We leave it there for now. Up next, news in English with Lasuba Memo. Join me in the second hour of the dawn. We'll pick few calls before we move to the next item. Good morning.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio Morning News. First, here are the headlines. President Salva Kiir and his Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Kaguta Museveni have held talks aimed at enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries. Leaders from the Kakwa communities along the borders of DR Congo, Uganda and South Sudan have held a joint meeting in Koboko district advocating for peace restoration in the region. And the South Sudan's men's national football team has dropped to 170th in the world according to the latest FIFA rankings released on Thursday. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. President Salva Kiir and his Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Kaguta Museveni have held talks aimed at enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries. The two leaders, according to President Kiir's office, discussed the current political and security development in South Sudan and the entire region in Juba yesterday. South Sudan's Foreign Minister Ramadan Mohamed Abdallah Gorge reportedly said the meeting aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries, focusing on fostering cooperation in various sectors. He said the meeting also addressed the pressing political developments currently unfolding in the country. Meanwhile, Uganda Minister of State for Foreign Affairs John Mulimba said the meeting also touched on peace and security in the two countries and the region. Officials said the talks are expected to lead to collaborative initiatives that will strengthen ties between the neighboring countries. Museveni is expected to stay here until today. Leaders from the Kakwa communities along the borders of DR Congo, Uganda and South Sudan have held a joint meeting in Koboko district advocating for peace restoration in the region. Charles Data Bullen, the Commissioner of Morobo County, along with security and local officials, joined counterparts from DR Congo and Uganda yesterday in a historic visit aimed at addressing shared challenges. Thursday's event was organized by Koboko District local government with support from the European Union and local non-governmental organizations. During the meeting, discussions focused on peace-building efforts and finding joint solutions to regional issues. Majid Ali, regarded as elder of the Kakwa people in Uganda, welcomed the gathering, expressing hope that the visit would bring lasting peace. Commissioner Data hailed the event as a milestone for Morobo County and expressed confidence that the talks would lead to effective resolutions. Patrick Bongo of the Koboko-based Cities Alliance disclosed that the European Union funded projects aimed at improving infrastructure along the Uganda border to benefit both DR Congo and Morobo County, which have faced frequent insurgents-related challenges. Koboko district, which has seen an influx of migrants from DR Congo and South Sudan, sees this event as crucial in addressing emergency response strategies and fostering regional cooperation. The South Sudan men's national football team has dropped to 170th in the world according to the latest FIFA rankings released on Thursday. This marks a decline from their previous position at 165th in the latest ranking. South Sudan is now among the bottom 7 teams in Africa. Recently, between December 2024 and March 2025, the Bright Stars played in various African championships, including African Nations Championship qualifiers, with one match win against Rwanda and a loss to Rwanda again. While in World Cup qualifiers, South Sudan lost to DR Congo 1-0 and drew 1-1 with Sudan. In the FIFA Global Rankings, a total of 247 international matches have influenced the latest FIFA rankings, including World Cup qualifiers and Nations League fixtures. The top 5 teams in the world are Argentina as the first after 1-0 win over Uruguay and 4-1-0 win over Brazil. Spain is second, climbing 1 place as France comes third after a loss to Croatia. England is fourth, while Brazil is in the 5th place. While the top 5 African teams in FIFA rankings are Morocco in 12th position, topping African teams, while Senegal and Egypt are in the 19th and 32nd places, marking them as 2nd and 3rd respectively in Africa. South Sudan will need to improve in upcoming matches to regain a stronger position in the FIFA coming rankings in June 2025, where the country is expected to play 2 friendly matches. This is iRadio Morning News, and out in international scene, Lesotho was slapped with the White House highest tariff rates in the list released by U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday. Americans bringing goods in from the small southern African country will have to pay an additional 50% import tax. The U.S. has a big trade deficit with Lesotho, which sells textiles, including jeans and diamonds, to America. The 50% rate for Lesotho was part of what Trump described as reciprocal tariffs imposed on imports from dozens of countries, including 20 in Africa. All nations face a minimum rate of 10%. Meanwhile, Asian and Australian markets dropped for a second day as Donald Trump's raft of worldwide tariffs continues to spark fears of a global downturn. Hours earlier, the U.S. market closed the day with the biggest one-day loss since June 2020, the year the pandemic began. Trump has said the markets are going to boom under his new tariff scheme as the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P plunk on Thursday. From Beijing to Brussels, world leaders are vowing to respond to the 10% tariffs that were leveled on most countries, which are set to come into effect today. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here is a recap of the headlines. President Salva Kiir and his Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Kaguta Museveni have held talks aimed at enhancing bilateral relations between the two countries. Leaders from the Kakwa communities along the borders of DR Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan have held a joint meeting in Koboko district advocating for peace restoration in the region. And the South Sudan men's national football team has dropped to 170th in the world according to the latest FIFA rankings released on Thursday. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on Twitter, on X at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. And you can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am Masuba Memo. Thank you for listening.
Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan. Backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base, your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajok, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliet, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile, and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement. Partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal, and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
iRadio, for reliable and objective news from across South Sudan and beyond. Tune in to iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, for news you can rely on from across South Sudan and beyond.
The Dawn on iRadio.
Right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the second half of the Dawn program here on iRadio, a live broadcast from the capital, Juba. I'm your host, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, and it's Friday, the 4th of April, 2025, coming to 12 minutes now after the hour of 7. Now let's continue to pick a few calls on the topic of discussion we had from the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of the two countries, South Sudan and Uganda, and we had also from two civil society activists. iRadio.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
David Mago from Law.
Welcome, David.
Emmanuel, our interest as a citizens is not politics, but is peace. The relationship between South Sudan and different countries is welcome. There's no problem. But our direct request is going to the president of Uganda who have come now to South Sudan, plus the other groups that have been sent by the AU, funnel-wise. What we want from them is only to talk about peace, so that the people of South Sudan will be free. You know, there is no one country that doesn't have any opposition. But the way that the people are now making politics in South Sudan become different. Even Uganda, where Museveni is, there is an opposition. But this issue of killing citizens is not a good politics. If they finish, who are they going to rule? Because a leader is leading some groups. If there are no people, will it be called a government? Will they be called leaders? They will not, because they are leaders because of the people of this country. So what we want this time, we don't want violence politics. We need peace. If they are really concerned with the affairs of South Sudan, let them talk about peace. Let the RRCs be settled, and then they go to Tumaini, so that everything in South Sudan be settled and we go for election. These are our citizens of South Sudan. We don't want this crisis of which people are running away, people are dying anyhow, and then they say that is a government. This project of outsiders, of all the leaders who are coming from outside, or all these associations or unions that are now coming to South Sudan, why are they not really focusing on the business of people of South Sudan? They always come and talk and they go, and they do not even fulfill the need that people of South Sudan want. So if they are really coordinating this, let them try this time to settle all the crises, to let the country have peace, unless they have a different intention. If it is only an issue of this settlement, let them try to bring all our leaders into consensus and give you the chance. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, David Magog. Radio. Hello, Radio. نعم رجع تاني واتصل علينا. Radio.
السلام عليكم.
Yes.
تاسوناز بخوي.
نعم أنا منو؟
إيمانويل فانادول.
فانادول تفضل.
أنا كمان ودي شكر بأفريكان يونيون المولجيا في جنوب السودان وكمان رئيس يوغندا Museveni for a special call to visit South Sudan. أساسا نحن بسوط مشكلة في جنوب السودان يعني حرب في جنوب السودان بعد ما أراد الناس بيجا في السلام ونهاية كمان بيتوموس مشاكل. أنا زي نفكر منو يهو سبب في بلده. ده حاجة لينا بعدين. لأنه لينا كلنا نتكلم في ايراديو we are ambassadors of peace. Ina Dar es Salaam kilikuwa kibele. Unusa je foreign affairs betana bikalamu Gali Munseven Jaini asan kalapita projects. Aldera mon fi Junu Sudan. Kanna basa al yasu projects al Uganda dera mulde. Tenna desunu. Project fitana de jamin wen al gali Uganda dera mulde. So nina mabaru. O jam desunu nina mabifain. Hal wo di majul tasalam. Wala majul kita salam. Ija kan Museveni. O jol tasalam. Malo gijidu nar le kano jol tasalam. Le o rasul asakir in Uganda le South Sudan. Sabab desuni. The whole Africa. Le dual tanin marasul asakir. Le Uganda ya rasul asakir. O ujupito umbare Juba yani jabe convoy no tana ni jatu tagal yani jolde jamin wen wala de o yare isa jum Sudan wala ho sunu jatu taro yani haja sa ameji ngadil so anna gainu yani fi haja tani bara bidide ija kan Museveni yale won ala fi jum Sudan manato kan wo ma be taja harib jum Sudan de manato kan ita asa bodi asafir deliver the manati ita message sunu hari ina bigun gal sunu this time anna bader masake anna der salam ala hagiga na der yam pitana kilagara na der musasfiyar pitana kilabino sabari pitana kilukun kwes kaman kilna ais jedu waltanin jigen murta inda bader jol tane kaman bi confuse na so delina detention inda bata la funga tutana ifikuna
Alright, Darin Salam Panadol. Shukran لرسالتك. Radio.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, Emmanuel.
Your name?
Agustino.
Father.
Yes, Emmanuel, this is my first time to this radio. The coming of the panel of Hawaii and other Africa is book. But I take the last point of from your third that everything lies on our leaders, on subsidies. Because I don't believe that even it is easier to come. If our leaders cannot respect the Pope, and recently our religious leaders, the key religious leaders listed them. What is the difference between our religious leaders and this panel of focus? So I think even these people come, everything is in the hand of God. If our leaders are for peace, I think they have to listen to the voices of Sudanese citizens. People have been demanding for peace since every morning. Okay, are they not listening? So only these things, even this panel of white, for me, it cannot make a big difference. If our leaders are for the people, they have to stop fighting. Because we can benefit nothing from fighting. It's only destruction of life. And people are put in more suffering, particularly now, even you see the situation. The economic situation is not good. Some people are going without even a single meal a day. Water alone is not a problem. But money, instead, is given to people who are from other countries, like now. Our soldiers are not receiving money, but money is given to foreign soldiers. What does this mean? So this means that even our neighbors are taking advantage on South Sudan. And they want this crisis to continue so that they can continue benefiting from our resources. Instead for us to solve our problems, we are inviting people from our country and we go back, our pockets are full with dollars, while our common people are dying from hunger, dying from disease, particularly persons with disabilities cannot express anything now. So this country, what we need that they have to stop. They have to release these detainees and they go back.
Right.
For our hope is to mine. So that we go for elections and all these leaders, I think they have to go. Because these leaders, they cannot do something to South Sudan. This is what I can say about this. And I'm concerned with persons with disabilities particularly. Because the situation is that the market, we cannot afford the market. The common people cannot afford the market. They are even throwing even food away. So please, they have to listen to the voices of the citizens, not only these foreigners. It is good anyway if they can listen to them. But for these people, I think, if they cannot listen to the voice of our religious leaders, I think these people cannot make any difference. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, and thanks for contributing on the Dawn for the first time. iRadio.
No.
Yes.
أنا كذا ناس ما في حاجة كثيرة.
معنا منو؟
حاجة داخل ما في
سليمان تفضل.
ما في حاجة صراحة لأنه لسه أنا ما عندي شيء كلام. بعدين يوم أصلا أوجي جالس بيجي يقوم موارد بتاعه. ما في حاجة بعمل للأسف. شكرا.
جات عليه بدا سليمان باختصار iRadio.
الو صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
مرحبا استاذ وكيل ومعك حسن مشار من جدة.
نعم تفضل.
مرحبا بك يا صباح جديد، صباح العطر في جمهورية جنوب السودان العميقة أو جمهورية جنوب السودان في الامتحان. أصبح الوطن الملك لله ولينا جميعا. يجني الإعلام الكبير. وضع بتاعنا في جنوب السودان وضع طبعا قد تكون معروف للعالم أجمع إن جنوب السودان في وضع تدهور 90%. ونتمنى من الله إنه ينقذ بلادنا بأسرع وقت من الحالة التي نحن فيها. عندي سؤال للسيد الرئيس جمهورية يوغندا. لماذا يدخل في شؤون دولة مستقلة ولا سيادة؟ لماذا؟ ليه الشعب الجنوبي كله لم يدرك ماذا يجري في بلادنا انه يقبل داخل اجنبي في قضايا مواطنين بعضهم لبعض؟ هل نحن محتاجين طلبنا انه دايرين دوله تحمينا؟ هل عندنا مشاكل ذريه وصلنا لمرحله انه تحمينا دوله اجنبيه ونحن كشعب جنوبي وطن وشعب معروف وله حق وله وطنيته وله ليه رئيسنا ما يحل مشاكلنا؟ مشاكل شعبه ليه يحميه زول اجنبي؟ يحميه يحمي جبهه. لماذا؟ وين باقي الشعب الجنوبي؟ يحمي الشعب الجنوبي. اذا كان التي انت جاي عشان تحمي الرئيس هل هو رئيس حكم الشعب الجنوبي؟ طبعا لا. الشعب الجنوبي لا زال موجود وله قاده وله واعيين وله مدركين ان شاء الله. بإذن الله ربنا ينقذ بلادنا باسرع وقت. اخي يا ابني العزيز وكيله وشكرا جزيلا ندي فرصه للباقي. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام، شكرا لمشاركتك برضو iRadio.
الو.
نعم.
ايمانويل جسر وكيله.
نعم كشوك.
شكرا لك كثير. انا معي في الاستوديو ومعي كل المستمعين المتصلين. ايمانويل في البدء انا بدي شكرا لادمن ياكاني في اجتماع بتاعهم المثمر امبارح. اكيد كلمات او مطالبات هم كتبوا للجنه الجاي من الاتحاد الافريقي في مخرجات جميل بصب لمصلحه العامه بتاع جنوب السودان. اما زياره بتاع الرئيس المسبني في جنوب السودان ايمانويل ما بصب للمصلحه بتاع جنوب السودان، لان احنا كلنا شفنا الدور بتاع يوغندا في جنوب السودان. فدي علاقات بين الرئيس ويوري كاغوتي مسبني، ما علاقه بين الشعبي البلدين، لان مسبني مانويل بقى مشكله في جنوب السودان. شوف يعني جيته امبارح الاستقبال بتاعه في المطار، يعني جيت بتاعه من مطار عكالي 1. نمره 2 انت زول زاير، انت جيت بلد، انت بكون كضيف ولا زول الجاي ضيفك بكون قدام. هو امبارح طلع من المطار اول زول ماشي لجيوان، يلا الرئيس ده يا جماعه بوراه. ما بعرف السيد مسبر ده بدرجه انه الشيء ما فوق ده حاليا ما معروف في السودان ده هو يعتبره فين ولا هو في السودان جزء من يوغندا. فده بحتاج ان الشعب جنوب السودان ينظر انه الشيء الماشي في المسبني ما حاجه لمصلحه شعب جنوب السودان كلها.
ده طور خطير. وده جاي زاد يطعن الزياره، يطعن الجماعات الجاي، الجماعات اللي قال له ده الاتحاد الافريقي عشان جاي يطعن في الورق. اكيد ما في شيء، ما في حاجه كويس ماشي فوقه. فنتمنى الاجتماع ده يكون اجتماع طلب قرارات انه يرجع يوغندا وخلي جنوب السودان للسياده. جنوب السودان مستقل دوله، عنده رئيس بتاعه وعنده حدود بتاعه. شكرا.
alright شكرا. وما بنقدر نأكد ونستنكر كلامك بتاع منو طلب امبارح من المطار، لكن ده مشاركة بتاعك. وده بيجيبنا لنهاية بتاع الفقرة ده. خلينا نمشي لفاصل ومنه حنمشي للفقرة القادمة.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the dawn on iRadio.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
Yes, welcome back from the break. It's 26 minutes now after the hour of 7. Now let's move to the next item, where the Commissioner General of South Sudan Revenue Authority says some goods are being smuggled from South Sudan to Uganda and also vice versa. Simon Akile said this should stop, as it is causing the country to lose revenue, affecting the economy. He made the remarks at the South Sudan Customs Division at Uganda's Gulu Logistics Center. Akile also added that the cargo entering South Sudan should pass through the hub for verification to ensure compliance with the e-permit system. Now let's listen to him.
All the goods that are entering into South Sudan need to pass here. The reason is they have to be registered. They have to be confirmed that they have actually been registered into the e-permit. And the reason is, number one, is we have to control our cargo. We need to control trade. We need to know what is entering into the Republic of South Sudan from either Uganda, from Kenya, and from Congo, because this is a joint. It's a joint that is actually facilitating trade between the countries. So we want to use this facility for only trade facilitation. We are not interested, there is no collection here, to be very clear. It is only paperwork, so that by the time the trucks reach Numili, what will be only is to confirm and they pay the custom duties. One of the major reasons that has plagued our custom revenues is that we are facing smuggling. A lot of goods are being smuggled into Uganda from South Sudan, and a lot more goods are being smuggled from Uganda to South Sudan. And all this is a loop, is a cycle that continues from Uganda to South Sudan and from South Sudan back to Uganda. This is one of the reasons as to why we have to make sure that this center serves the purpose of controlling cargo. There is a scanner here. It's going to be a scanner in Numili, and all these scanners should be able to help us to know exactly what is this cargo that we are actually transporting into our country.
نعم، ده كان المفوض العام لهيئة إيرادات جنوب السودان، وبيقول بأنه بعض من البضائع قاعدين يحربوه من جنوب السودان إلى يوغندا، وكمان من يوغندا إلى جنوب السودان. سايمون أكوي بيقول لازم الكلام ده يقيف، لأنه الأمر ده بيسبب خسارة للإيرادات في البلاد، مما يؤثر سلبا على الاقتصاد. وأدلى أكوي بالتصريحات ده في قسم جمارك بتاع جنوب السودان بمركز جولو اللوجستي في يوغندا. وأضاف برضو أنه البضائع الداخل إلى جنوب السودان لازم تمر عبر المركز ده للتحقق منه، لضمان امتثاله لنظام التصاريح الإلكترونية. طبعا في شهر واحد في السنة الفات استعانت هيئة إيرادات جنوب السودان بشركة انفاسكو اليوغندية لتثبيت نظام بتتبع الإلكتروني للبضائع في جميع الشاحنات الداخلية في البلاد. وكان من المفترض أنه يثبت نظام تتبع البضائع ده على جميع البضائع التجارية عند نقاط الدخول للمساعدة في مكافحة تهريب البضائع وتحويل مسار البضائع والاحتيال في الوثائق. ده جاء بعد أيام من مصادر من مكتب معايير بتاع جنوب السودان أنه 17 شاحنة تجارية كان بتحمل بضائع محربة متجه كان إلى جوبا وده من نيمولي ونقطة تفتيش بتاع نسيتو. Yes, we heard there from Simon Akwe. Now let's also hear from you. And remember, in January last year, the South Sudan Revenue Authority hired a Ugandan-based company in Fasco to install an electronic cargo tracking system in all trucks entering the country. Now, the cargo tracking system was meant to be installed on all commercial cargo at entry points to help fight the smuggling of goods, cargo division or diversion, and also fraud in documents. Now, this came days after South Sudan Bureau of Standards confiscated 17 commercial trucks carrying smuggled goods destined for Juba from Nimule town and Nesitu checkpoint. Now, the development also came after South Sudan and Uganda Bureau of Standards agreed on several measures to fight substandard goods being shipped between the two countries. The institution's technical team also discovered the illegal transiting of goods without passing through a routine examination. ده الوقت اللي نرفع فيه المكالمات ونسمع رسالة بتاعك موضوع بتاع تهريب البضائع، وهو بيقول كثير من البضائع بيحربوا من جنوب السودان ليوغندا، وكثير برضو قاعدين يحربوا من يوغندا لجنوب السودان. والخطوة اللي قام بها والحكومة ده عشان يمنع دخول بتاع المواد المحربة سواء كان من يوغندا ومن كينيا ولا من كونغو لجنوب السودان. ماذا عن رأيك؟ اتصل علينا على 11 أو 22 986 986. كيف ممكن الكلام ده يتم تنفيذه بالأحرف أو بطريقة صحيحة؟ هلو يا راديو.
كبير لزعيم.
نعم كبير المستمعين مجوك.
أستاذ مجوجيا.
نعم.
إيمانويل جزء أكيل طبعا كلام ربنا يعطور ده كلام كويس. لكن المشكلة إنه دائما أننا بنعمل نفوذ زي قاعدين بنوع هذا. لأنه المفروض البضائع اللي بخش في جنوب السودان ده لازم يكون يعني يكون في ممر واحد اللي بخش جوه البضائع ده ومن يتم الفحص. كويس. لكن المشكلة ما في فحص. يعني هذا الطرق الغير البضائع ده يا بدخل لنا منتهي صلاحية زي ما قبل سنة ولا سنتين مثلا كم جرارات كل دقيقة منتهي صلاحية. طبعا جنوب السودان عامل زي أرضية يعني بس يعني أرضية بتاع إنه أي حاجة فاتت بجنوب السودان عشان تشوف الجنوبين كله العيال اللي الناس ده كله الجزاء وده كله يوغندا ده كله جاي من يوغندا المنتهي ده كله. كويس. أنا شايف إنه إذا هم بقدر يعملوا رغاوة بالفعل يراقبوا طبعا البضائع بتاعنا جنوب السودان بمشي بطرق غير شرعية ده البضائع بقى يعني ما منتهي صلاحية لأن ده بضائع حية وكويس. لأن ده يعني أي ممكن جنوب السودان ما فوق ولا كم. لكن اللي بيجيب من دول البرة تكون حاجات منتهية بيجيب لنا حاجات بس بياخدوا فوق رقعات بيدور أوراق في جنوب السودان يعني بؤر. كويس. لقلوب مساكين يجيب لهم كل الوسخ هنا في جنوب السودان. أنا شايف إن الإجراءات ده إذا هم بالفعل مسؤولين فوق خليه يوفر الأمر وناس تاجي بينا وناس بدون بتاع جماري وناس شنو وهنا خليه يشغل شغل تاني يعني برا من الرشاوي يا قال في مشاكل بجنوب السودان. يا ريت الكلام ده يكون يعني هو طبعا ده خطوه ايجابي اننا بنعمل لكن هل تكون في شغل هل بنجح عندهم هم عمل دراسه كويس بقدر يوفر الاحتياجات هذا الناس اللي بيشتغل الشغل ده يعني بقدر بدون سنتي بدون حاجات ده عشان ما يكون في مخالفات ما يكون في مجاملات. شكرا جزيلا.
alright ده مجوك شكرا لك كمان راديو. اتصل علينا ثاني 0911 or 22986 measures being put by the South Sudan Revenue Authority to ensure that smuggled goods do not enter the country. Hi radio. Hello radio.
Hello radio. Emmanuel جسوا Akile صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
انت قاعد اسمع كريستوفر ويزلي في مدينة تايامبيا. كيف انت؟
انا كويس. زمن طويل كريستوفر تفضل.
زمن طويل. شكرا لبرنامج اللي تجيبه في اي راديو. وفعلا يا ايمانويل كان انا وريت برنامج اللي نشرتني ومن عمل ده o kwes lakini da alma kutu de ugali sedit lanna fi yambe yeni fitno soan mon maro jalo mon gubras ke isukta ta aje de bita aje ta Kongo uduta Kongo ma South Sudan gina de aje de mon gura fi sunde sunini mon gura na mon gura bi de tembiro mon gura bi aja tanina mon tibu fi yambe yeni lakini mon gura zede eta bilego yani aptamani 5 liter ta tembiro de ta bilego gani kanta de bi zede eta wonu so gali fudu nade ni kutukale yala mon gija fi town yeni mon gija kutukale jaman yala aja zede gya fakti manna anna mutingi anali madikal ita der bi aja senta bi fi de lakini ta bilgo share ta aja de ugali o falen aja zede der keda kuma kede jaman faimo anna gi sakal mo le finas tanin ma shakalin fa kuma finas tanin mon shakalin bizara mon bisakal mon boda ajatu mon bizara fi suk bibiu yuma dara bi mo ajatu tanin lakin ta bora mo de eta bi ko sherta mile gato o gali tanta asado gali ajede de sher de uzido o falen ga hakt mana na tanin mon ma gi sakal o finas tanin shakalin o falen akuma kede fa emino finas tanin ma gi shakalin ma der kede kutu dara be kede kun gali.
All right, shukran later. Risala taki wasul Christopher. I radio.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Mama.
Aywa. Mustamin kullu salam. Emmanuel في studio. Yala ita ne Emmanuel. Kuli junubin nasal fi hudud de bejat. Kuli mun fata ena le hajad al gejibu. Ita ne Emmanuel ana Kampala ina. Fi hajad al ina. Ma bini. Hajat al-gejibu ni de barau. Itano wa hajat al-gejibu min wende Emmanuel nasu mago kutubala fogo. Hajat de biga isa. Hajat taninde biga matamam. Ayno Emmanuel aso fi junubini. Kullu nasa indu buruha. Kullu indu alfa. Kullu daraja iyal skirin. Kalam de jamini wen. Mafuru jatu da katr kede keluma narfu. De atu haja le bejibu alfa le ajede. Buruha kullu daraja jana munukuru buruha de kalam de jamini sulukan clear pour nas ko likutu control fogo fi ajada le gejibude ajada le gejibude ajada batal ajada ninde mega makos yala be jibule le junubin na jatu junubin ita arfa ajada batal gobudo muso gal gobudo ina ti nimule fi hududi na be ita be jaam vega dak juba ja abu kebe ta jatu mabar yala kalambe na kalumun da mu jedede de muso ukwato mun de akana to mun de na so mahadde na abu de na so abu ba ya ga kula jadde de kulu ajada li mufrum na anna de kulmun tata ana fi ajada li jede ana mai ndike tu shukran.
All right, shukran later Mama Mary. I radio.
Emmanuel Joseph.
Yes.
Good morning, my brother. You're connected to Simple Man.
Your name?
Simple Man. You're connected to Simple Man.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you know, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, our government is always working opposite. And I don't know why are they not learning from our neighbors, because they say if you don't know anything, learn from your neighbor. You know, the road of, namely, Juba was constructed in 2011, and then Umunma Kutu West Bridge, Al-Hajjab, Bagaymo, Al-Umula with Arabia, Lakad after Zoladeta Kulu, Yamun Biga Jiu. Now, West Bridge is feeling the bigger shovel to Shunu Zolavinta. Why Maluma Kudu from beginning? After the bigger Gamuluke Valo, they want to reduce the jam in Nimli checkpoint, Yamun Pataja Gulu. But we have a lot of space, whereby even Arabat Bagger Dagan, Chala Lomon Usulagat Yashua. Munkuni Amulu Ajara was to be revenue parking pieces Ajara parking whatever brought about the Gulu there. Mafuru Kambo body the government because Sudan. We had to see the Akuma Vana Ajara Mafuru Yemshi in Sudan. Like in Asimashi Odu Gulu, Gulu Kali, we want to reduce the jam. Okay, Araba in Congo, Jaim in Junub, Jaim in Kenya, Jaim in Junub, Jaim in Uganda, Jaim in Junub. Mahiji Lakati Ashwa, low jump the border, Umoniji Lakati Ashwa. Yala Badezo, Rija Amuli, Rapito, Dafa revenue Vito, or RBA. As a bigger, Amulugola, Ajara, Westbury, Shalamudo, قريبا وزول بيجا إتا أجل إذا رأس على زول ويش قريبا مولى شنو ما في زول بيجوبلت so ناس بدأنا ليش شغالين قال يا إيمانويل وكلام ده it is always affecting us not good so thank you.
alright simple man بيقدم تعليقه هناك برضو بتفاصيل راديو. نعم ونواصل ونرفع المكالمات عندنا 20 دقيقة لرأس الساعة. اتصل علينا راديو. صباح النور.
ميار ما في جبران يعني.
ميار اتفضل.
يلا أنا جيت فتحت راديو ولقيت برنامج لكن ما شفت بكامل. المهم حاجة أنا سمعته أنا بدأ فوق.
بنتكلم عن تهريب الحاجة اللي قام به ساوث سودان ريفينيو أوثوريتي عشان يمنع تهريب بتاع الجودز من جنوب السودان وكمان ما يخش البلاد وما يطلع من البلاد برضو.
اوكي حاجات بتاع تهريب ده أنا ده نادى سيادة البلد يعوب يعمل الحاجات الحاجة الجاي برا والحاجة ده طالع من البلد ده بتاع نام مباش ده شغل بتاعه. أنا حاجة بيحاربوه ده يمكن في حاجة ممنوع ما دارين يودوه في دولة تانية ودارين دولة يستفيدوا ودولة تانية ده دارين يجيب حاجات الماء معروف إنه في تسمم ولا في جنوب ما معروف حتى ده مقدرات البيجي ده مقدرات البيجي ده ناس اللي بيجيبوا ده ناس CID الروم قاعدين في حدود يلا لما أنا نجي نقعد هناك في حاجة يجيبوا حاجة ممنوع ما كويس وانا نجي ندخل فيه ونشيل فيه قروش يلا ناس البودي له ده ما نازل مع الناس وده يعوضات وانا قاعد نعمل يلا هسه في ناس اللي قاعدين في بوابات ده في حاجات كتير قاعد يدخلات هذا ده ناس معروف ده ناس حبوب المقدرات ده اللي بيجيبوا في الصيدليات ده شنو واللي بيجيبوا شنو ده الرشوات انا ايزو بياخذ رشوه بتاعه يلا لو جي جابوا ويلا كمان مع داخل الجنوب هنا يلا ما بر يلا ياكل كيف وين يعني شغل شنو المهم دي شغل بتاع ناس CID والناس اللي بتفتش الحاجات في شنو بتعرف في شنو كويس وده شغل بتاعهم. المهم علي انا بمنع وهم يجيب في حاجه في منع بتاع الحاجات ويفتش الحاجات يشوف الحاجة كويس يقول لك فضل حاجة الكعب يقول لك ارجع فوق الحاجة الغير يمشي من برا من جنوب يقول لك هذول حاجة درجة جوا هذا يمشي مال ثاني وإن شاء الله ربنا فيه ويساعدهم كمان ما كل الناس في بعض الناس الواقفين بوطنية وشكرا.
شكرا لمشاركتك برضو. ورسالة هنا من سبب باب في الفيسبوك هو بيقول هيئة الإيرادات الوطنية ليست لها عصا موسى لمنع تهريب البضائع سوف يواجه تحديات من قبل مستفيدين من تهريب وربما بعد منهم يفقد الوظيفة لأن البلاد يمارس الفساد على المدى القريب والبعيد. ما فيش خطوات ملموسة لأنه بعض الناس الكثير بيشجعوا هذه الممارسات.
is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
جبنا ل 17 دقيقة لرأس الساعة. نواصل ونرفع المكالمات قبل ما نمشي للفقرة الأخيرة. راديو
تمام.
نعم.
بالنسبة للتعريف ده ما جنوب السودان ما فيه تعريف ده ناس بدخلوا بس ناس عارفينه.
معنا منو؟
معك دانيال رياض لابرا.
نعم واصل.
حاجة بيقولوا تعريف هنا في السودان ما في ذلك لأن بلد ما سهرة بلد سهرة يا ابنه مالي ناس بيقولوا ده حاجات دخلوا في سهرة وحاجات دخلوا في هنا لكن البلد كله شيء أشجار تعريف ده بيجي من وين ما هو في شوارع ده بس وناس عارفينه.
alright شكرا للمشاركة بتاعك. وده عشان كده الحكومة بتبذل جهود بتاعها عشان تقدر تمنع واحنا بنتكلم في موضوع طبعا في موضوع تهريب البضائع لأنه الإيرادات بيكون ناقص لما يحصل تهريب بطريقة كبير لأنه هيأثر نوعا ما في الاقتصاد. راديو يا سليمان. نعم.
تعرف أكيلة طبعا بلد كندا عبارة عن كوشة بالمناسبة. أنا متعصب بقول كلام ليه؟ لأنه السلطات المختصة بموجودة ما له أي تعب يعني بيخلي حاجات كل يعني بكسر ذاك جنوب السودان. وفي النهاية إحنا نضحية كشعب. أكيد هسه إحنا ماشيين كإنسان لكن جوانا جوا هناك إحنا ميتين. لأنه حاجات اللي بيجينا من يوغندا ده بالذات. أكثرهم كله فيه سماج وزمانهم زاد إنتاج صلاحية بتوعهم كله بقى ماك وكده. فعشان كده أنا قاعد نتكلم بإنه يعني الناس بتاعنا زادوا ما عندهم حاجة بيقولوا وطنية. يعني أنت بتخلي عربية بدخل في جنوب السودان ببداية محربة وبيجي بيدمروا قريب آلاف من الناس. فمش هذا ما بينتهي أكيد إلا بأغلية يعني مثلا يعني مو الناس بتاعنا ده كان غيره الحدود ناجدة كان بقى في وطنية كان بقى في حبة الوطن يا بقى حاجات ممكن بنتهي تحريك بداية كتير في زول سجال ما في لكن أنا لكن يا أخوي ما مجرد إلا في الصحراء يا ولد التحريب حاجات حتى لو ما في صحراء التحريب ده موجود في جنوب السودان بكثرة سواء كان في يوغندا ولا كينيا ولا السودان حتى بيكونغو زاد التحريب ماشي زي اللي يعني ما في يعني السلطات بتاعنا ما قاعد يقالوا لنا كشعب. فعشان كده انا ما متوقع حتى بيكون في تغيير اللي كان بقى بعدين في حكومه ثاني وبعدين بقى في وطنيه وفي حب الوطن لكن هسه اكيد احنا نتكلم في فارس هذه.
شكرا لك ده تعليقك ونتمنى برضو التنفيذ بتاع الخطوه دي يحصل. اي راديو نعم فقدناك هناك في الخط. You can still revert back to us on 0911 or 22986 Remember we're also live on our Facebook page. You can also drop your comment there. I radio.
Emmanuel لودوم.
نعم.
صباح الخير فرانسيس من واو.
فرانسيس اتفضل.
الموضوع بتاع التهريب ما عندنا حاجة في جنوب السودان اسمه التهريب بس دخول الممنوعات والدخول انتهاء الصلاحية ده جاي يدخل وجاي بس لأنه حتى في واو هنا الدواء المصنوع في كينيا يوغندا ما بيشتروه منها في الصيدلية. لماذا هم عارفين هم قاعدين بيعملوا شنو؟ فما عندنا حاجة اسمه التهريب لأنه في دخول بتاع المنتجات الصلاحية والممنوعات كله خاشي بطريقة رسمي. ده لعدم اهتمام بالقوات النظامية الحدودية. لواحد اثنين في حاجة ما يسمى بشرطة التحريب. شرطة التحريب ده وين؟ في جنوب السودان فيه ولا ما في؟ وشكرا.
alright شكرا. ده سؤال مهم بيمشي للشرطة. على راديو. Yes, good morning, David.
Emmanuel, when we talk about these measures that are being taken by the Commission of Revenue Authority is welcome. But the problem is, are they really going to implement it? Because you cannot tell somebody to work for something while you don't even take care of. You know, in NGOs, if you are recruited, your qualification is needed, but your capability and commitment is needed, but you will be accommodated in everything that you want. You'll be given your salary, you are given your accommodation, transport, mobility, and whatever they are there, and even insurance, treatment. But those who are being assigned for these measures to protect them, are they really given their motivation? Are they giving their salaries at the right time? Do they have money and treatment, availability of transport, and so forth? Without this issue will not work because there is what is so-called tit for tat. You work for that something, and the government must have to do something for you. And that's why you have seen it become very hard for South Sudan to control what is so-called smuggling. Smuggling is something very hard. Until today, even America did not get it 100%. Because those who are working for it, they are very wise, they are very keen enough on what to do, they make bribery too much, and so forth. But for an angry country like South Sudan, those officers are working 24 hours, and they have nothing in their hands. If that person is given something like $1,000, of which he did not even see one day, he can even allow something that will come and harm people in South Sudan. So what is supposed to be number one, those are at the border side. These commissioners should have to take care of them. All the services should be given to them so that they make serious protection. Without this issue will not work. The order will not even work completely because this is the thing that we know. And because there is all the people, the nerves are connected in his stomach. And if there is something of that officer to eat, then they will just step out somebody who have given him something. So we need the commissioner to issue an order and even give 100% services to the people concerned. Thank you.
alright, thank you. ده آخر مكالمة هناك بيجي من ديفيد ماجوك في الفقرة ده. نمشي لفاصل وحنمشي للفقرة الأخير.
iRadio, for reliable and objective news from across South Sudan and beyond. Tune in to iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, for news you can rely on from across South Sudan and beyond.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
Yes, welcome back. Now, as South Sudan navigates ongoing political instability and a worsening economic crisis, leaving some families struggling to afford even one meal a day, advocates and South Sudanese women intellectuals are calling on the government to urgently adopt policies that empowers women's socio-economic rights, highlighting their role as the backbone of the country's economy. Now, let's listen to this feature story produced and voiced over by my colleague Darlington Moses.
As South Sudan navigates ongoing political instability in its pursuit of peace, the nation is also grappling with a worsening economic crisis, leaving families struggling to afford even $1 meals a day. Advocates and South Sudanese women intellectuals argue that the burden weighs most heavily on women, who rise early each morning with the task of figuring out how to put food on the table for their children. Some of the advocates rhetorically urged the government to urgently adopt policies that empowers women's socio-economic rights, highlighting their role as the backbone of the country's economy. The Vice President for Gender and Youth Cluster, Rebecca Nyandang, acknowledges the strength of women in economic growth of the country and says their empowerment put the future of the country in the right direction. She says women's struggle remained unseen by the nation, hence leading to their rights getting infringed instead of elevating it. The Vice President has strongly called for adoptions of policies that support women at all levels, including businesses and participation in decision-making process.
South Sudanese women have always been the backbone of our families, our communities, and our economy. You are the strength that holds our nation together, and today we celebrate that strength and celebrate you. The strength of the women has been hidden. Nobody sees it. And you know that our economy is a foreign-based economy. It has been taken over by foreigners. But few people who are struggling there are women. It is women who wake up before sunrise to sell in the markets. We must change this. We must push for policies that uplift women in business, that open doors for them to expand and grow.
Dr. Kuyang Harriet, a researcher and an independent consultant who participated in drafting position paper on women's socio-economic rights last year, says the Bill of Rights does not empower women in the country. Kuyang highlights significant areas where women are deprived of their rights, including rights to equitable remuneration, health care, and rights that enable women to own resources. She states that cultural norms, discriminatory customary practices, and stereotyping have backed up the fading of women's rights in South Sudan.
When you look at our transitional constitution of 2011 as amended, it touches on several socio-economic rights of everybody in the Bill of Rights, rights to housing, rights to healthcare, rights to equitable remuneration. So there is all of these rights that are indeed enshrined for everybody. Now, this is the angle where we come in. We say, because of culture and custom, stereotypes, discriminatory customary practices, women are not able to be in position to enjoy these rights. This is where we make a key argument and say What we need to do is to expand on chapter 16 and make sure in these chapters we have very specific rights of women.
A legal researcher who also advocates for women empowerment, Mr. Dang Kur, added that inappropriate political will has undermines women's rights. Dang says the women affirmative actions enshrined in the transitional constitution should be treated with respect to empower women. He said,
the constitution itself is to some extent been abused to an extent that women in South Sudan felt on many occasions deprived of their constitutional rights. And this comes as a result of lack of political will, giving very little respect to the rule of law. But if I could say today we have the transitional constitution which articulates the equality of everyone, every citizen in South Sudan. We also have the RRCs which articulates that women be represented by 35% in government sectors. All these laws provided, a way for representation of women in public life. But then it comes with political will. The political leaders should, address themselves to these laws that are already existing.
However, advocate Susan Adut highlights on significant threats that infringed women's rights, citing customs and illiteracy as barriers making women unaware of their rights. She emphasizes that advancing women's rights requires scaling up strategies focused on strengthening socio-economic empowerment, ensuring targeted initiatives that directly benefit women.
Women have been oppressed here in South Sudan a lot, especially our customs are the ones that have really infringed on our rights. And then there is that thing of lack of education. There are a lot of illiterate women who are not aware of their rights. So I think that advocating for these social economic rights will make women to come up, to empower women who are in the grassroots, who have no idea that they have particular rights which they can advocate for.
Thank you for listening. I am Darlington Moses.
Right, thank you very much, my colleague Darlington Moses, for preparing and voicing over for us this feature story about women's socio-economic empowerment and rights in the country. With that, we have come to the end of Dawn Edition for today.